Okay, thank you. Sorry, I had to get that dog out of the parking lot. Okay, now it looks like that we've moved on to the pitch. Bly, you have something special for us.
I do have something special for you all.
Ooh, I'm
As you
excited.
all know, I yell about podcasts a lot. It's something that I really enjoy, and a lot of people think of podcasts as like what we're doing now, just like typical chatting about various things in different sorts of fields. But one of my favorite things that I really enjoy are audio dramas, sort of like old-fashioned radio plays where they're really like narrative-driven podcasts. And I know you all are very interested in different sort of genres. And so I've put together a collection of what I would say are the best introductory podcasts per each genre to kind of ease people into the idea of audio dramas. So I'm going to start off with space and time travel. Frank, you like space and time travel?
Yes, but Harv has something to say.
Oh, I was just gonna. The only thing I was gonna say is I've never listened to one of these kind of podcasts before.
Oh,
it's always been like some sort of news is happening, some sort of this is happening. I've never had like a narrative experience on a podcast before.
And there are so many amazing narrative experiences in podcasts. So I just wanted to kind of introduce you all to some different experiences.
Yeah, I love time travel in space. I just love the idea of the infinite possibilities that the idea of space brings, and even time travel itself, because everybody has a rule, right? You can't go back, you can't look at your past self, but sometimes they bend that rule. You know, you got your butterfly effects, all these cool things. I love that kind of stuff. I love seeing just the universe kind of recorrect itself in ways, and just seeing the universe.
What if I told you there's a podcast about a space station orbiting a star, and it is a story with the vibe of like a golden age radio play, like those like old-fashioned stories, but with awesome audio, fun stories about the daily life or death emergencies of this space crew searching for signs of alien life and discovering their mission might not be quite what they thought it was.
I think I can see it. I can almost hear it almost. It's got that. Does it have that like old timey like this week follow your people or something like that?
It has reminiscent of that in the fact where one of the main characters is a huge fan of those type of movies and shows and makes a lot of references to that era, and the sound design makes you feel like you're in a spaceship, and it's just really fun.
That sounds awesome. Actually, I'm totally into it. It's called, what is it called?
It's called Wolf 359, which is the name of the star that the space station is orbiting.
I'm already putting that in another tab for later, so I can check this out.
Awesome. Let's go over to Fee. Fee, you're obsessed with... Oh, Fee's on the phone. All right.
Okay.
Out of that transition.
Fee has currently transformed into Theodore Tugboat for this part. Okay, she's retransformed into Fee. Hello, Fee. Welcome back.
Thank you.
All right.
I don't know why you transformed. Oh shit, that's crazy. That was the sound of Fee transforming back into Theodore Tugboat, and now Fee's back in her normal form again. Fee, stop doing that. Mario is praising the Pope over here. I think he's dying. I don't know what's going on.
I think the Pope cursed him.
The Pope, I think he saw the check.
I think I'm turning into Wolf, whatever the name of that star was.
Mario is
Alright.
getting the check.
How
This
did
is very
I end
chaotic.
that? Because I do not remember how I ended that sentence.
You just transitioned to Fee and said, "Hey, Fee, I'm gonna move it over to you."
So the Fee,
okay.
you're
Let me do
no,
that
so
again.
it was more like Fee, you're a fan of.
Yeah.
this, and that's-
All right, let's go over to Fee. So you're a big fan of crime/mystery. I know you love Nancy Drew games, Sherlock, that kind of vibe, right?
Absolutely.
How do you feel about Shakespeare?
Love it. To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler
What
than
if
mine. Continue. Yeah.
What if I told you that there's an audio drama about the solving of mysteries that each season is a vague reference to a Shakespeare play?
I love it already.
So the podcast is called Arden, and it's a podcast about two women making a true crime podcast.
Mhm.
So there's a podcast within a podcast all about, working to solve mysteries, and each season is a different Shakespeare theme. I'm not going to say what the seasons are because I feel like it gives a little spoil to the mysteries. But again, Arden, it's a true crime podcast within an audio drama. It's so good. It's so fun.
Sounds awesome.
All right. Harv, what are your thoughts on thriller and horror stuff? I know you love Resident Evil.
Yeah, I am a huge fan of horror. There is not enough horror out there, in my opinion. Not enough good horror out there. And give me some of that
Wow.
thrills. Give me some of those thrills. Give me some of those thrills.
There's some pretty excellent horror audio dramas. One of the ones I think is the best introduction to like horror audio dramas is called Station Blue. It's by words. It's about a man who is kind of going through a rough time in his life and just needs to escape, get out, get into a different environment. So he applies to a job as the caretaker of a research facility in Antarctica. And so he goes down to this facility all by himself to get it prepared for, a bunch of researchers. And he is alone, suffering from mental illness, and might not be so alone. The atmosphere of this audio drama is incredible. The sound design is horrifyingly good.
That just sounds. My anxiety just went up the roof. Just imagining myself at like a facility like Antarctica. Oh my god, that would be horrifying.
That sounds awesome.
So that actually sounds really, really cool though. That's like something that you like that I would love to like just kind of not experience myself, but experience as in like a format kind of type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like if it's
Yeah,
podcast,
it's a beautiful story. It touches on themes of mental illness, dealing with heartbreak, and being alone, but maybe not so alone in the middle of nowhere. It's beautiful. I think you would love it.
It's fun because I hope that a lot of the some of the audio dramas that you've discussed, like especially the one that you told Frank, they're very similar to premises that I've seen before. But I'm excited to see like what you can do with the audio form of how to tell those stories. Like like it's very much like Aliens or even like Moon, which is a great movie. I'm very curious of how like the sound details that will add to this sort of drama and how they'll take it and where they go with it. So it sounds really cool.
Yeah. And Mario, you're a big fan of comedy, right?
Yeah, I mean, like most of the podcasts, if they're not like a gaming or film related, it's either it's a comedy thing. So like how did this got made, Doug Loves Movies, or Comedy Bang Bang, or anything like that. Some stand up stuff, but I'm very curious. There's like an audio, like a drama of some sort. Is that what they have? Okay.
Yeah, so there's this show called Greater Boston, and it's kind of more of a sitcom comedy style show, and it's the story of in Boston there is a specific train line that wants to become an independent like sector in the city. So it's this train line that keeps running but tries to petition to become independent within Boston. And it's just a blend of all these different people's stories and their experiences, what brings them to this red line. And it's just so lighthearted and fun and comical, just hearing all these different stories and all of these different experiences. And I think it's definitely your vibe.
That's interesting. For a second there, I was like thinking that the train line was sentient. But you're saying it's sort of like the people on the train.
No, it's the story of the people on the train.
Got it.
Although, now the idea for a sentient train line would make a great audio drama.
I want like a dirty Thomas the Tank Engine, just CTA or public transportation comedy show. It'd be pretty funny.
That would be great. Let's see what we have next. Let's go back to Frank. I know you're a big Marvel Comics fan, right?
Yeah, I read basically any comic book anywhere. I read a lot of Image, I read a lot of DC, Marvel. Basically, if there's a good story to be had, I'm probably reading it.
There's a podcast called Marvels that's based on the graphic novel by Kurt Busiek and Alex Ross.
Yes.
And it takes place after the Fantastic Four's battle with Galactus. And just talking about the impact of, superheroes on existing in a city.
Yeah.
And so it's based on this story. I will have to say Marvel's is the only one I recommended so far that does not have transcripts available. So if that's something you need, just know that that does not exist for the show.
Yeah,
but
it's just it is based on a real comic that you can.
It is based on a real comic, yeah. But it takes that comic book feel, which is, such a vivid imagery kind of vibe, and turns it into audio in a really beautiful way. And I think you would really enjoy it.
I'm definitely going to check it out. Marvels is a very great book. I really do hope that they don't have the other version of Marvels. I don't remember what it's called. I think Mario knows. Marvels is really cool because it has like this really great like upbeat superhero feel, and it props up superheroes. They all have like really nice looking stances and stuff like that. Alex Ross does an insane job of making them just kind of look like gods almost. And then Marvel then made Ultimatum, but we're not. It's not Ultimatum. No, it's the other book. I don't remember what it's called. You know what I'm talking about? The Ben Urich book where everything's too realistic.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. This is definitely separate because it's the character exists within Ben Urich's stuff, which is kind of cool. But it is interesting because I assume Sly knows this from the audio. It's very much like ground level perspective, where it is from the person's point of view, not the gods. Like the damage is happening around them as the character is sort of interacting around the world. And I'm very curious how they do that when they explain it, via like sort of this audio drama where it's wing bang boom, but it's told from the perspective of almost like how can I describe it, like a civilian in a Godzilla film, It's so ground
yeah,
level.
It very much focuses on the perspective of the non-powered folks in this universe and how they kind of have to cope with everything that's going on around them.
I always hoped that they would take that concept and actually, since it's an audio drama, that they could tell more than just this one person's story. That'd be kind of cool if they decided to do like sequelizing it and just be like, this is how the world works. Kind of like in a World War Z kind of sense, where the book is very much told from other people's perspectives of this World War Z. So I don't know, but very cool.
Yeah, It's really great. All right. So, Fee,
Yes.
how do you feel about musicals?
You know how I feel about Hamilton.
And that is very strongly. Well, musicals in the audio drama sphere aren't many, surprisingly, but there are some really solid ones out there. And one of my favorites that's just like a solid story, music, everything is called In Strange Woods. And this is the story of a reporter coming to this town after a tragic accident within the town. It's a very like small, tight-knit community, and they're dealing with this loss and the perspective of how different people sort of rebuild and move on.
Okay.
And so it's the sort of outsider perspective on this town as they're exploring like themes of grief and relationships and like growing up
Mhm.
with beautiful music
That
that
sounds.
just
Oh no, I was just gonna say that sounds right up my alley.
it just ties the story beats together so well. Like the music never feels jarring or out of place. It just blends into the story and enhances the experience. And it's probably one of the best musical audio dramas, in my opinion.
No, honestly, that like I would definitely check that out. I will admit when I heard like the title, I'm like, is it like Into the Woods? Because that's a fantastic musical, and I'm all about that. Even though I was slightly let down for a moment because I found out it was not Into the Woods, I'm still very much on board, and I'll definitely have to check it out.
It is definitely not the vibe of Into the Woods, which is very upbeat and happy. It's definitely, exploring the forest and the woods around them that caused a loss of a kid in the community and how they rebuild their relationship with the wilderness around them. But it's on the quality of Into the Woods, not necessarily the themes at all.
Fantastic.
So those are my introductory podcasts for getting into audio dramas. If you want a full recommendation document, I have one. We'll link it in all of the places that you can find this. But I understand looking at that giant list of podcasts can be very overwhelming. So I just wanted to give our audience a quick introduction into a couple different genres so that they can maybe find their new favorite podcast.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, Sly, for all those recommendations. Those are all really cool. I'm definitely
Yeah.
getting excited to check out the Kurt Busiek's Marvels just to see what it's like because I have read that book, so that actually sounds pretty awesome. But yeah, thank you so much. That is a pretty interesting, different thing that not a lot of people take into account when it comes to podcasting. Right? They'll think of like a news podcast or like gossip or their favorite celebrity. The fact that there can be narratives, I think, is actually really, really sweet. Somehow I'm in the air putting my hand on a wall. I don't know how to explain that. But again, thank you so much. I think that's going to wrap it up. I know that we normally do listener questions, but I think we're running out of time. I want to thank, obviously, everyone that has continued to listen to us. We've made it to 10 episodes. That is
Woo!
that is a feat for
Double
some people.
digits.
Yeah! Get
Double
some.
digits.
Get
Yo,
some.
we double digits. You know what I'm saying?
We're
So,
only 42 weeks away from a year. Let's go.
Let's
Let's
go.
go.
Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. And yeah, I obviously I'm gonna go ahead and let's say where we're gonna find us. Fee, where can we find you?
Well, you can find me here. You can find me over at Twitch and on Twitter over at Zoranix. You can find me bi-weekly sometimes over at, speaking of Stadia, this week they announced that they're going to be working in partnership with Stadia Source, which is a website where you can get all your Stadia news, which is fantastic, and great group of people. They've been super welcoming. And it's been super awesome to meet a bunch of new people who are also like mine when it comes to Stadia, which is great. Also, this week I'm going to be on Marvel Monday over with the Penultimate Conquest, where we talk about the 5th episode of the newest series currently over on Disney Plus. So yeah.
That's very, very cool. Definitely everyone check those out. Sly, where can we find you on the internet?
You can find me everywhere on the internet at SlyCloneMC. You can find me on Pip. Obviously, check out all our socials at Point in Progress. And hopefully send good vibes for the project I'm auditioning for.
Woo.
Fantastic. Harv, where can we find you on the net?
You can find on the net. You can find me at Beard in the Hair everywhere except YouTube, which is Beard in the Hair Gaming. I just recorded I just uploaded a podcast with the one and only Joe Medforce. I don't know if a lot of people know about him, but he's a great UK streamer, awesome content creator over there. Guy has a lot of passion, and I love to see it. So that went out today. And then I'll have a new episode up for next week. But yeah. I want to
wonderful TikToker as well. Fantastic.
Yeah,
Love his energy.
yeah. I want to throw everybody over to that video at least, because he is a great person. Just a personality wise, and just as a person, he is great.
No, for sure. I think Frank, are you good? I know. I think Frank is dead, guys. I think we've done it. We killed off Frank.
Now
I
he's
don't
2
see
blocks
Frank.
that just go around in a circle.
Yeah, he's the PlayStation. Oh no! Oh, is he
Oh,
back?
can you hear me now?
Yeah, I
Yep.
can hear you.
Ah, there we go.
There he is.
There we go.
No, that was
Yeah.
weird. That was weird. I could still hear you guys, and I can talk, but then you weren't hearing me, and I think
Oh,
my
yeah.
thing was frozen as well.
Yeah. Well, you're
So this is
back
why I bought a new computer. You know,
No.
so this doesn't happen.
now.
anymore.
Well, go ahead and tell us where can we find you now. When is your next album gonna drop?
My next album's gonna drop when I get off for murder.
Okay, sounds good.
But anyway, you can find me on Twitch at now Kestrel1A, where I will next week definitely be going through some Resident Evil games. I'm trying to get them all done before Resident Evil 8 comes out. I really am trying. It's just so many busy things happening right now. You can also find me at at Twitter at Kestrel1A now. And that is Kestrel #1A.
For sure, you got to keep it. So when we eventually get Twitter verified, because we'll be famous. You can't change it. So if you change it, you lose that check mark.
I like this name. I like this name a lot better.
Gotta keep
It
it.
rolls off the
Okay.
tongue better. I felt like every time I had to say Venom Unfit Snake, there was just so many words there. So
There's a lot of words.
a lot of words. I felt even when I had to type it out, I felt like I was writing a goddamn essay. So now this is a lot easier. Rolls off the tongue.
I
This
mean,
is your new-
once again, you could just type it.
I know Fee, and then Fee's working on a logo for me.
Nice.
It's
Yeah.
true.
Nice.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Hit
You
up
can
Fee
find-
for your graphic designs.
Yes, go ahead. Definitely. Fee's killer. She made this. She made the remake, obviously, of our newest layout that we've had. So thank you so much for doing that. You can find me at your local Boca de Beppo, where I love to sit at the boat table and love the spaghetti. So definitely, you can catch me there. You can also find me at twitter.com/thatMarioRivera. You can also find me at twitch.tv/thatMarioRivera. Whenever I decide to play games live anymore, I think I've quit. But you can always obviously find all of us right here at the Point in Progress podcast, where we are thinking critically about things that we love, and to let you all know that progress has been made.